Hi, everyone. Welcome to the final week of the course. So the purpose of this video is to kind of help explain what I'm expecting on your final research paper or final exam for this course. It's broken up into a series of questions that directly relate to the course outcomes or the course competencies. What I'm asking you to do is to research one of these cases, the Stephen Avery case, Bernie Madoff, Aaron Hernandez, or Whitey Bulger. What I'm not asking is a summary of these cases. What I really need to see is that you understand the course. And so by doing that, I'm asking you to answer a series of questions. The first question is, describe your understanding of the criminal justice system as it relates to the selected criminal justice case or the criminal case. So if I were to use an example of Stephen Avery, I'm asking you, is that how did Stephen Avery enter into the criminal justice system? It's not a summary of Stephen Avery's case. It's a description of how did Stephen Avery enter into the criminal justice system and hit the components of the criminal justice system. So essentially what you're being asked is to describe the criminal justice system and then relate it to the Stephen Avery case. So in order to answer this question, you would need to know what the criminal justice system was, and then apply that understanding to the Stephen Avery case or any one of the cases. The second question is, in your research and over the course of the semester, what was the intended mission, role, and strategies used by police? So I need you to answer, what is the intended mission and role of law enforcement, and then relate it to the criminal case. Was that mission followed through on? Was there did the role in understanding this case, did it match what your understanding of the role in mission in the strategies that are used by police? I need to see that you understand what the police do, their role, their mission, role, and strategies, and then how it relates to the Stephen Avery case. The third question is, how did the police operations intersect with criminal law and procedures throughout the investigation phase of the case? This is where you can go a little bit rogue, meaning that your understanding of one of the criminal justice cases, what was used by law enforcement, meaning the investigative strategies, what was the criminal law used in it, what were the charges? What are the elements of the charges? These are the things I'm looking for with that response for that question. The next question, in a broader scope of this case, what did you discover in regards to the relationship between different elements of the criminal justice system? What specific attributes and elements of the criminal trial court came into play in the criminal case? Be sure to compare and contrast how the incident may have been handled differently if heard in a federal court versus state court. So essentially what you're doing is you're giving me an understanding of what you know that the court system, how the court system operates, and then how the criminal, one of the four cases, how that criminal went through the criminal court process. In other words, what was the initial appearance? What did the trial look like? What was the evidence presented to the jury? What was the sentencing phase? How is this different at a state level versus a federal level, or a federal level different than a state level? I need to understand that you understand that the differences between the federal and state systems in all of the processes that occur inside the court system with regards to this case. You may want to mention the courtroom working group. What is the courtroom working group? This is stuff that we've covered in the class. The next question is, once the offender has been sentenced to a correctional facility, please describe the type of facility he was finally incarcerated. Compare and contrast the subject facility to other types of facilities. The mission that correction facilities hold in our criminal justice system. This is where I really need to understand to see that you understand that how the individual as they walked into the correction facility, what was it like? Was it a maximum, a medium, a minimum security? Was it super maximum? Was the person in isolation? How was their daily interactions inside that correctional facility? How does that facility compare to other facilities? I'm going to be looking that not only did you mention what the criminals facility was like, but that you also have an understanding of what a medium facility or a minimum facility might look like in comparison to what that criminal was facing. The next question is, what might your selected criminal experience while incarcerated? I want to see that you understand the subculture of that might occur inside of a correctional facility. What was their day-to-day like? What did you, in your research, what did you find out about Aaron Hernandez or Woody Bulger? What was the interactions with the inmates? What were the interactions with the staff? Now, you might generalize that and say, well, based upon my studies, I understand that the interaction would be like this. But you need to cite why you believe that. The next question is, how does the adult criminal case compare to the fundamental concepts of juvenile justice system? How is this different? How is your adult criminal right here? How is your adult criminal? If it was a juvenile case, how would it have been handled? Would it have automatically ended up in the adult system? Would the case have been adjudicated or processed and moved to the adult system? Or would the individual have experienced the juvenile justice system in its whole? I need to see that you have an understanding of the juvenile justice system. And the final, while the above case does not encompass terrorism or counterterrorism or international agencies, please draw conclusions. If your selected criminal case was committed in another country, select one country and describe the challenges to international law enforcement compared to the U.S. criminal. So this answer is taking this case and just moving it into another country. But in order to do that, you need to know what another country is doing. How does that criminal justice system work versus our system? So you need to be able to move that over there and draw conclusions. I will say that each of these questions is divided up equal. So there are a total of 8 questions. So let's just roughly say that there are about 15 points total. That you could make 15 points answering perfectly. If you avoid answering, say, this final question, the best you can hope for on your final is an 85. If you avoid 2 of them, the best you can hope for is a C-. So I highly suggest that you answer all of them. So each question deserves at least a single to 2-page response. I would prefer that you put the question at the top of the page and then the answer, then starting the next question on a brand new page and do the same thing. Each question needs at least 2 sources. So 2 sources from here, 2 sources from here, 2 sources from here, all the way through. You can go all the way back into the course and look at all of the sources and responses. You can use the internet. It doesn't matter. I just need to see 2 sources for each question, and I need the format to be the question, then the response, new page, question, response. You are going to be expected to use APA format throughout your entire paper. That means if you quote something, a direct quote, quotation marks, I need to see an APA in-text citation. If you don't know what an APA in-text citation is, I highly suggest that you Google it. You'll be able to go online, Google APA in-text citation. It'll show you what it looks like. If you're not familiar at this point in the course with APA citations, please refer back to my earlier course announcements where I've provided some links to bring you and how to build up course announcements. That's worth points as well. So you will lose points for it not being an APA. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. This is pretty self-explanatory. I've kind of gone into some detail and explained what the expectations were for this paper. Please also refer to my course announcement on the due date for this assignment. I hope you enjoy the week, and I hope you've enjoyed the course. And like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free